Hello everyone, and welcome back to the OllywoodKnits podcast. It has been a hot minute since I have filmed, and I'm rusty. So instead of doing a formal podcast, which I have been putting off for quite a long time, I have decided to do a knit and chat since we are, I think, just 48 hours away, not even, almost 24 hours away from driving off to Rhinebeck. That 7.5 hour drive that I literally count down the days to every year. We are like just over a day away, and I am so excited, and I could not help myself. I just thought, what a great time to sit down and talk to you and get my head straight, because yeah, I've been flustered. And I've had so much to do in preparation for Rhinebeck. And I would like to explain my absence for the past 4 months. Most of you are probably new here, so if you are new, hi, I'm Hillary. I am coming to you from the Greater Toronto area. This is my podcast all about knitting and spinning and crochet and all of the fiber arts that I delve into and love. So please join me and let's chat about this hobby, this passion that we all have. I have been absent since like the week before my wedding. My wedding was amazing. It was the most magical day. I will insert pictures maybe here or over my doggy Azzy, who is also joining us today, Sweet Pea. Yeah, so my wedding was amazing. It was just an absolute dream day. Nothing, not a single thing could have gone wrong, although I feel like Tyler and I were very laid low bride and groom. Like, our cake could have landed upside down and we would have been like, you know, whatever. Like, you know, at the end of the day, we were marrying each other, and that's really the most important thing. It was beautiful, magical, and after our wedding, we barely got to eat because of course they do speeches during your dinner. So we barely ate the amazing food that we had. Like, I'd never had wedding food be that good before. It was to die for. I think the chicken, I forget what the chicken was actually. It was like a chicken roulette or something. It was like rolled chicken with like spinach and feta, and just so good, so good. And then the dessert too. I think we had like duck roasted potatoes as our side, side note, duck roasted potatoes, and this amazing salad. And then our dessert was this like chocolate tart, which when we first taste tested it, I mean, it's massive. Like, it's not like a regular like butter tart that you would get. It's a massive tart, and then it's got this like mountain of like chocolate mousse over it. So good. I did enjoy that because so good. And yeah, so after our wedding, we went home and had some McDonald's. We were literally the last people to leave our wedding. We, like, the hosts, like the people who owned the venue, had legitimately cleaned up every table by the time my husband and I finally got driven home. We hung out with all of our friends early into the morning as the venue people were cleaning up, and then we got driven home by Tyler's amazing parents, my in-laws. And yeah, we came home to some McDonald's and cuddles with our doggy. And then that next morning at 6 a.m., we were down in Toronto at Union Station to get on the train on the Via to Montreal. And we stayed in Old Montreal for 4 days. And it was like, honestly, it just felt like being in Europe. Not that I know what that feels like, because I've never been to Europe, but it's my dream to go to Europe. And like Italy, especially Italy, Paris. I'd love to be in the UK as well. I'd love to visit Edinburgh. That's like huge up my list. But we went to Old Montreal for now and figured we would do Greece and Italy in September. Plans changed because we are now expecting our first child in February. So I haven't been feeling great pretty much since July. I've been super low energy. I mean, and all in all, I think my pregnancy has been extremely lucky. I mean, I feel baby kicking right now. That's so cool. I've been really lucky with my pregnancy. very healthy baby, and it's been a wild ride. It's been so cool. Any women who are like afraid of like, or you feel kind of bad that you're the woman and you have to bear the child, like, let me tell you, like, I know pregnancy isn't magical for everyone, but like even the bad things, and there are some bad things, like there's nausea and there's food aversions, and you know, sometimes you don't get sleep for no reason. Your insomnia just hits and you just don't get a good night's sleep. And that's part of it, yes. But at the end of the day, it's just the coolest thing ever to feel your little baby moving around in there and to see them on the screen when you get a scan. I love it so much. Like, I love being pregnant. Like, I love it so much, and I cannot wait to meet this little human. So that's where I've been, and yeah, I'm excited to be back. I'm gonna do like a little like knit and chat kind of catch up with you type of video today, because I would do like a standard podcast, but I didn't do a lot of knitting this summer, I'm gonna be honest. I did mostly spinning. I did a lot of spinning. I learned to spin back in April. I got myself a little gem, a Magic Craft little gem, and I spun on that thing all summer long. And now I have since sold it because I am going to Rhinebeck this weekend, and I'm going to get my forever wheel. There is a dealer, Magic Craft dealer there, Whispering Pine Farms, and Jen, she's the owner, and she's a dealer. She has every wheel there brand new in stock. You can take it home with you, which is pretty rare. A lot of dealers like order it from New Zealand, where you have to wait like, I don't know, 6 weeks or something for it to come in the mail, and I don't want to do that. I didn't want to pay for shipping either. I really love the idea of going to my favorite festival ever that I spend the whole year counting down to, and picking up my forever wheel there in person and sitting down to all of them and trying, because I'm still not sold on which one I want. I'm really tossing up between the Susie Pro, and the Rose. I'm really leaning towards the Susie Pro. I think in terms of what I want to do with my spinning career, Susie Pro would be what I need. It's just it. And if they're all around, like their standard best, like that's their main wheel. It's their main treadle wheel. So yeah, so I can't wait to do that and bring home my wheel, and I'm super excited. But I didn't do a lot of knitting this summer. I really didn't. I had low energy, and a lot of the knitting patterns I want to knit are more like, they're complex, and I didn't have the mental bandwidth to take on a big project. I did knit the Sea Breeze sweater vest, I think it's called. I forget who the designer is, but I'll have it linked below. I'm not even going to show it. I used Lion Brand Trubu in like their khaki color. It's gorgeous, and it's a beautiful fabric. I got most of the way finished with that thing. I just need to add like maybe 3 or 4 more inches to the body to get the length that I want. And then I was gonna do I-cord everywhere. I-cord bind off, I-cord collar, I-cord sleeves. I gave up. I was like, you know, it's August. I was working on my Rhinebeck sweater, which I will get to. And I just didn't care to knit on it anymore. I wasn't gonna wear it because my bump was starting to show, and I decided to just put it on a cable and put it away for now. I will pick it up again maybe next spring. We'll see. I might even forget it's there. I'm gonna have a baby. I'm gonna have a baby next spring, so who knows what's gonna happen. But anyway, yeah. So there's that. I did knit on that this summer, and that's kind of been my main focus for knitting. And then when July came around, I cast on the Web of Diamond sweater. I am using the yarn I bought at Rhinebeck last year. This is Miss Babs Yowza DK in the Meadow, and this is the Blackwater. I think it's called Blackwater. I think I put Forest on my Ravelry. I'm wrong. It's wrong. It's not Forest. It is Blackwater, and it's beautiful. I really, really love it. It's the Web of Diamonds sweater by White Owl Crochet Co, which is Molly Conrad. She's White Owl Crochet Co on Instagram. But yeah, she picked me for a test knit, and I was more than glad to do it. I think my Rhinebeck sweater last year was the Arbor Raglan, which is also by her, which was also a test knit. And I've knit that twice. Her patterns are just, if you're a process knitter, you're really gonna love her patterns. They're just a joy to knit, super breezy, enjoyable, and they're gorgeous, like absolutely gorgeous. All right, so I'm gonna start knitting now. Since I said this was a knit and chat video. I also picked up a few new needle toppers, because if you know me, you know how much I love needle toppers. I have to have, well, I don't know how many I have. Don't even want to know. They fit in a leather case, and there's still room in that leather case. So that collection is going to be growing, but these are the ones I have right now for Halloween. Super, super cute little kitties. And I am working on, I wanted to cast on a shawl with this yarn. This yarn is a kit I got from Expression Fiber Arts, which I feel like nobody talks about Expression Fiber Arts. No one ever uses their yarn. Like, I don't see it anywhere, but I know they're successful. If you don't know who they are, Expression Fiber Arts is a company that does hand-dyed yarns, and they're gorgeous. And every Friday, Shandy, the founder and owner, releases a pattern, a free pattern using their yarn. And you don't have to use their yarn. You can just get the pattern. The pattern's free for like a week. They're great patterns, crochet and knitting. And she's not the designer. Not like, sometimes I think she is, but she's not always a designer. They use designers who work with them and their yarns and like design these gorgeous shawls and sweaters and accessories, and they're just amazing. And so I got suckered in 2020. I bought so much of her yarn. I still have a lot of it in stash. I probably have 3 or 4 shawls worth of her yarn in my stash. It's just gorgeous, gorgeous yarn. This is their single ply base. I think it's called Pearlescent Fingering. I bought this as a kit. It had 2 other colors in it. This time I'm just using this really light, I want to say really light, like beigey greeny color, and then an actual like kind of darker green. They're very similar in color. There's very low contrast. It's gonna be a very low contrast shawl. It is the, I want to say it's the Vorkal shawl. I don't remember the designer, and I'm filming on my phone, so I can't tell you. But it is a very simple pattern made up of short row wedges to create a really long and lightweight, beautifully stripy, interesty, but still simple knit that it's totally up my alley. I love a crescent shawl and I love a long shawl. So when I found this yarn, I was like, I really want to do something with this. And I really want to knit something simple and easy and fun to take with me to Rhinebeck too, because we will be knitting there. And so, yeah, I cast this on, and so far I am really enjoying it. So I figured it would be really half decent to knit on in this video. So let's really dig in here. I do have stuff to show you, so like I don't know why I'm knitting, because like I am going to be showing you the stuff that I'm going to take with me to Rhinebeck. But I'll show it to you as I get there, because there's just so much to talk to you about. I have been researching a lot for baby and spending a lot of time kind of focusing on becoming a mom and what that means for me and my puppy and my husband. So life has been kind of focused on that for the past couple months, really. The first trimester was really just get through it. And now it feels a lot more real that I'm showing. And every time we see baby on a scan, you know, they're a full-on human in there. So it's wild. It's the wildest thing, and it's the most magical time, and I am loving every second of it. But my knitting has suffered a little bit. I will say, since I have knit this sweater, I have also knit 2 other cardigans. I used Heartland Lion Brand's Heartland yarn, which is a pretty heavy worsted yarn. It's acrylic, so it's great for durability. You can run it over with a car and nothing's gonna happen to it, which is perfect for me when I am going to be with a little one and breastfeeding and cleaning up poop. It will be really, really useful to have, you know, a nice hand knit sweater, but a sweater I can also just toss in the wash when, you know, things do go south, like, you know, like they do. So anyway, yeah, so I am pretty pleased with that. I'm also knitting, it was a self-drafted raglan cardigan, so no pattern was used. My first one was pretty, it was still oversized, but I didn't do any increases along the front here. So it's not a sweater that I would put buttons on and button up. It's just kind of a throw on and go outside when it's like a little bit chilly out, and you'll get away with it. And the other one I knit, I did do increases on the front panels. So that one can be buttoned up, and I have the buttons on it and everything. I've done the button band just in time for Rhinebeck. I am super excited about it. I love wearing it. It's really, really cozy. And yeah, I'm excited. I'm gonna wear that on day 2 of Rhinebeck with a little skeleton pregnancy shirt. Has my skeleton on it for Halloween, but then it also has baby skeleton in my belly, which is really cute. So I'm gonna wear that on day 2, and of course day 1, I'm wearing this. So I am excited for Rhinebeck. I am also going to wear, I do want to also bring my, if I can find it. Are you sitting on it, Mr. Pooh? You're not. I know you're not. You're a good boy. But I don't know where it is. Oh, it's on the floor. Ugh. Found it. My Musselburgh hat with the Rhinebeck 2022 colorway from Miss Babs in her sock base. This hat is like, it's stunning. Like, the colors remained pretty consistent throughout. Like, there's no odd striping that you can sometimes get with your increases. And wow, am I ever, I'm excited to wear it. Super cute. I think this is gonna be like my, I don't know, like my tradition. I'm gonna go into Rhinebeck, go to Miss Babs, get her colorway. She has actually 2 colorways this year. So if I like them both, then I'll get both and I'll knit 2 Musselburghs, or maybe I'll knit a pair of socks. Maybe I'll have Rhinebeck socks next year and a Rhinebeck hat. Either way, I love a Musselburgh. It's the perfect hat. Musselburgh by Zolta Teague. I think it's the best hat pattern. It's just so versatile. It's reversible, so you can do 2 colors if you want, and you can have a brim if you want or not. I prefer not. I'm not a hat wearer. Like, if I have a double brim, I don't know, I just don't love it. It's great when it's freezing, because like we do have -20, -30 degrees Celsius weather up here. It's freezing up here. So having a double brim is actually really wise. But I just get kind of annoyed with the double brim. I just get like a headache or something. I don't know. So I just absolutely love these. Yeah, next year, I can't wait to see what my hat next year is gonna look like, which I will know in a few days. I love it so much. These colors are amazing. Oh, it's just the perfect hat. As for my Rhinebeck shawl, I am going to wear my Quattro wrap by Joji Locatelli that I knit back in around Christmas time. I think I knit this over Christmas holidays. Yeah, as I was watching The Empress, binge watching The Empress with my mother-in-law, because we were snowed in for Christmas and it was really just her and I and Tyler. Tyler was in the basement watching hockey, so it was really just her and I watching historical dramas, period dramas, because what else do you do over the Christmas holidays? You watch Harry Potter and period dramas and eat all of the chocolate fudge and food and spinach dip, just the 2 of us. So it was wonderful. And so I knit on this. It was just so easy. You knit each individual triangle separately, and I think I'm showing it to you backwards. I am showing you the wrong side. Wow. So you knit each triangle individually like that. And it is written, I think it's written for either DK or worsted. I knit mine. This is a sport weight, but it's a sport weight that's really more of a fingering. It's really, really thin, but it's just absolutely stunning. The colors all came together in a kit, and I just think they are absolutely stunning together. I just love them. Picking which, like, I just knit them all separately and then seam them together. So I really just had a hard time deciding which way they were gonna go. I decided to actually cast off the edge. You're thinking you're supposed to leave it open and then Kitchener stitch them all together. I decided to seam them together because I could not decide in which direction, in which order I wanted the triangles to be. I just kind of knit them. I just knit them as I went. And so it's super lightweight. It's with, again, Expression Fiber Arts. I've had this for so long, and it's their sport base, their luster sport. So it's super like glossy and shiny and durable, super lightweight, and super drapey, super drapey. Anyway, so stunning. I cannot wait to wear this. Love you. Do you want to wear it? Yeah. So this year, that was a big focus of mine, especially with getting a wheel. That takes up a huge chunk of budget, that wheel. So I made sure that I sold my little gem, which I actually ended up selling it for the exact price I paid for it. So I didn't lose any money on that wheel at all. It was the greatest little wheel to learn on, and sold me on the Magic-Craft brand. Like, I am super stoked to go get my forever wheel at Rhinebeck, and I'm gonna do that within like the first hour. I also, I guess I haven't, what's something else I've done? So I think the last time we talked, I was really into support spinning. Unfortunately, support spinning aggravates my cyst on my wrist, and it's pretty much from doing like even just half an hour a day of support spinning, I was getting like my cyst on my wrist literally like exploded to like golf ball size again, which I worked really hard to heal it up and get it like back down to like where it's not even noticeable anymore. And it's like a pea size. You can't even see it through my, well, you can kind of see it. Anyway, it was a golf ball size on my wrist again. And it was from that. So I had to give that up, which is so sad. So I am actually selling those if you are interested. A lot of them, they're all like Mirkwoods and Straddle Creek. And where else? Yarn spindles on Etsy. Like, they're all really beautiful spindles, Tibetans and Russians, and I can't use them. So they are being sold for like $50 Canadian, which is a steal. So if you're interested, I am offering shipping as well. So if you're interested, go take a look. I'll post a link to those down below. They're on Marketplace on Facebook, so you're gonna have to have Facebook to be able to purchase. But yeah, I'm kind of sad that I have to give up that hobby because I loved those spindles so much. And I love the idea of a support spindle because as a history major, someone with a history degree, I love anything that is like ancient, like it's untraceable, like it's been around for so long that we don't even know how long. And like, that's what spinning is to me. I just love it so much. And so, yeah, not being able to use the spindle kind of sucked. And then Andrea Mowry comes out with this gorgeous video of her sitting in a room with her son on her lap, and she's drop spinning, and she's sitting. Whenever, I never thought I was ever gonna drop spin in my life. I never ever wanted to, never was interested in it, didn't care about it, nothing. Was like very opposed to it. And then I see her doing it, and she's sitting, and I always thought you had to be standing to do it. No, she's sitting comfortably with her son in her lap, and it's spinning up so quickly, like she's getting so much yarn, and she's drafting the same way, other than her hands being in a different position, obviously, than what your hands are when you're spinning at a wheel. It's still the same drafting method and getting a worsted spun yarn, which is what I prefer to a woolen spun. I prefer a worsted spun. That's what she's getting out of this drop spindle. And she's sitting. So I was like, right away, I was like, I need a drop spindle. So that very day I ordered one from my local yarn shop. Luckily they had those Estelle Yarns spindles. They're like $15. They're heavy, they're great. And I came home, I went to our friend's bachelorette party. It was like a dinner out in Toronto. My husband dropped me off at the store so I can grab my spindle. Then we drove down to Toronto, went out for dinner. It was amazing dinner. It was an amazing Italian place in Toronto. If you're ever in Toronto, go to Piano and do the family style dinner. It is amazing. I have never had Italian food that was so good in my life. And their backstory is really adorable too. So anyway, we came home from that and it's like 10:30 at night. I'm like 11 weeks pregnant at this point. I'm exhausted. Like I'm dead to the world exhausted. I could sleep all day and all night. And I stayed up till like 11 p.m. teaching myself how to drop spindle. And I didn't even have a learning curve with this. I think because I struggled, like I had a learning curve with support spinning, okay? I took like weeks to learn support spinning. It was not easy. And then spinning on a wheel did not take me too long either. And I really enjoyed that. And I think because I could do both, drop spinning just came to me. I didn't have any learning curve. I did drop, like sometimes it got too thin for such a heavy spindle and it would drop. So like the yarn would break and it would drop sometimes. But like, other than that, I didn't really have any issues. I didn't have any learning curve. I didn't have any problems and immediately just fell in love. So I should finish this row so I can go and grab my drop spindle. 1 second. Hello! Why are you upset? Why are you upset? Hey, I know. It's not daddy though, I'm sorry. How do you feel, Mr. Pooh? Tell the audience how you feel about a little sibling. Enlightening. Okay, so this is my drop spindle. I have almost done a full 100 gram braid on these spindles. So how I did that, and I decided to do fractal too, which who does fractal? Who does a full-on fractal from 100 gram braid on a drop spindle? Who does that? Who in their right mind does that? A beginner drop spindle person. That's who does that. A beginner spinner. I'm a novice spinner, let's be real. That's what I decided to do. So anyway, the way I did it, or the way I think I did it, because I did this like back in August or July. It's like July 29th. I'm gonna check that and see if it's actually July 29th. See if that's when Andrea Mowry posted that video. Either the 28th or the 29th. But anyway, yeah, I really, really love it. I ended up dividing my braid in two and then dividing 150 grams into 4 little balls, 4 little sections. And then the other one I did in 2 sections, which might not, I don't know, it might not turn out that great. They are really big sections though of colors, like really, really long. So we'll see. I do not know where this fiber is from, which I feel kind of bad about. But if I do find out, if I do find a tag somewhere, I know it is BFL. I just don't know who the dyer is. So once I do find out, I will post it down below or somewhere for you to see because I feel bad and I should know this. I am very unorganized today. This is how I got myself to sit down and do this, was because, yeah, anyway. I am on the last little one of my 4 balls and then I'm done. So what I do, I got a little crate from, so getting the yarn off my support spindles, easy freaking peasy, okay? Not a problem for me, no problems at all. I literally just hold like the whirl part in my hand, hold the whirl part in my hands and then just wind it on my ball winder. Easy, doesn't hurt the spindle, doesn't hurt my table, doesn't hurt my hand. Great. These ones, because the whirls are so big on them, No, they just go everywhere. They don't want to let the yarn go. It's a pain in the butt. So I went to Dollarama hoping to find, like I've seen people use shoe boxes and stuff. I don't have shoe boxes, and I'm not gonna go buy a pair of $100 shoes just to have a shoe box. So what I decided to do was go to Dollarama and see if I can find like a little basket crate type of thing where I can stick this through, and then I can just support it as I take the stuff off and wind it on my belt winder. I did find that. I would show you, but I don't have it here. So anyway, if you want to see it, just comment down below and I'll show it next time. Or maybe I'll show the process of me taking yarn off my spindles. But anyway, doesn't hurt the spindle, doesn't hurt the plastic, doesn't hurt anything. And I get my yarn off in such a great time with no qualms. It's wonderful. And so, yes, I have the first full 50 grams with the 2 big chunks. That is in a ball. And so I wind it in a ball, and then I slip it onto the little EEW Nano bobbins. I sold my Nano, but I do have the custom 3D printed bobbins that I had printed for me because they were so expensive. I wasn't gonna sell that with the spinner. So I kept those because they're great for my spindle balls. And then that way I can ply on my wheel from that. So I have 1 to go, and then I'm done. That has been super, super fun to explore and learn all about. Yeah, I am pretty excited about that. And I plan on buying a Bosworth spindle when I'm at Rhinebeck. I believe they're in building A, so I plan on running to them first things first, grabbing a spindle that I really, really want, or 2. I don't know. We'll see what wood calls to me and what they feel like in my hand. I'm sure they're amazing. I mean, I've heard nothing but amazing things. I've even talked to some local spinners who are also going to Rhinebeck and are like, oh, we're going right to Bosworth Spindles. And I'm like, are you planning on going to Bosworth Spindles? Should I be like first in line to get in the festival and run there? I don't know. I have so many screenshots of their spindles on my phone. They seem amazing. Like, they just seem gorgeous. I don't know. And it makes me wonder too, if they're a husband and wife duo, like how many spindles do they go to a show with? Like, how many spindles can you make for a show, but also have an online shop? I don't know. So I'm like, I'm gonna beeline it for them. And then I'm gonna come back and go to Miss Babs. Jamie and I can get what we want there, because I know we both want things. And then I'll go get my wheel. I'll sit down and I'll try them. And I'll probably end up going with the Susie Pro, because absolutely stunning wheel, and seems to be the best fit for me in terms of like just like capabilities and what it can do. So yeah, and then I think she said her husband would carry it back to the car for me, because I'm pregnant and weak and meh. So we'll park pretty close to the entrance, so we can go get that taken back to the car and then come back inside and finish our shopping. Just enjoy our day. I'm really looking forward to Long Dog Yarns. 3 Bags Full is another company I really like. Their project bags are glorious. They do these, oh, it's way over there. They do these really beautiful Notion pouches. They're called Devon pouches, where they've got like the zipper on the front and a little mini pouch and the big pouch. Love them. I've been using one as my Notion pouch for the past year, and I plan on getting another one. So yeah, amazing. And I'm really hoping to find, Andrea Mowry posted this video. I'm clearly enabled and influenced, but she posted this video, or this photo of her walking and knitting, because she loves to walk and knit. And she was using this crossbody bag that looks like a purse. Like, it looks like a regular purse. It doesn't have that like any kind of like design on it. Like, I wouldn't wear this as a purse. It's a cute project bag. But this thing was like a solid color, leather strap, so lovely. And it would be great as a purse, but it would also be great as, a project bag, and it doubles as both. So I would really like to find something like that there that isn't too expensive. I'm not into spending $200 on a bag, to be quite honest. I don't need to, but I wouldn't mind getting something. My last Rhinebeck knit, which is my second sweater for Rhinebeck. it is a cardigan. Like I said before, it's just plain, simple, 2x2 rib with a tubular bind off. And then I did, my collar is also 2x2. And I just attached it and did plain black buttons. It's really, really cute. And I've already worn it quite a lot. I really like it. Super soft, can go in the washing machine. Great if baby pukes on it, because I'm not gonna cry about it. And I love it. So yeah, that's pretty much really all there is to show you. I guess I could show you actually one more project. It is my baby's first blankie, and I am super excited about it. I saved this pattern, so I knit this, I crocheted this pattern, so it's crochet. I crocheted this pattern and I'll link it below. It's online, it's free. And you can really, it's a 16 row repeat, so you can legit use whatever you want, like whatever basic yarn you really want to use, whatever weight, you can do it, because you just keep going to whatever size you want. And so I'm doing this on fingering. I think I did this on a DK for my girlfriend last summer for her little boy. And then I saved the pattern on my Safari all of this time so that I can do it for myself, because I'm in love with it. So I don't even have a full repeat done yet. I just got to the point where I have, am I showing the wrong side? I'm showing the wrong side. These bobbles. So I got the next row after those bobbles. Then you got little picots down here and then a row of bobbles. So the whole base is gonna be like this beautiful gray color, and that is, what is that by? It's all Malabrigo sock. I'm using all Malabrigo sock because it's super soft, super durable, washable, everything. Breathable too. And I think it's just a 75-25 yarn, sock yarn, but it's super, super soft. Like it's just, there's no rustic at all to it. And I'm choosing, so we had our 20-week scan. I am 21 weeks, and we were on the fence about finding out gender. And then we decided if we saw it, or if the radiologist saw it, then like, we'll know. And if she doesn't, then we'll leave it to be a mystery. And I think a part of us really wanted to have the surprise when the baby's born. But a part of me also like wanted to pick out all the colors for a girl or a boy. And anyway, baby had his or her legs crossed up over their little belly and little privates, and we could not see anything. And the lady was like, oh, do you want me to try and wake them up? Like I can like move you around and stuff. And like they were moving, like they're tossing and they're turning in there when they're sleeping, and they're moving their hands around and they're twitching their feet, but they're not stretching out. Like they don't stretch out unless you wake them up. And so I was like, you know what? I think the baby's made the decision for us. Like, I don't think we need to know. And so that's what my husband really, really wanted with the baby surprise when they're born. So we're not gonna find out gender. So, which was crazy, because then when I went and sat down in the car after, and we were like sitting there looking at photos and stuff, I was like feeling them kick my sides. So obviously they'd come awake and they were kicking my side, and I was just like, their legs are stretched out now. Do you want to go back in? Do you want to run back in there and see? But no, we're gonna wait and find out. But it's super, super, super cute. And I'm just so in love with this. My due date's February 29th, so I've got lots of time to get this done. It's not a huge priority. It's kind of something that, it's such an enjoyable crochet, I don't know. It's such an enjoyable blanket to work on, because this is my main color, which is Malabrigo sock. What's it called? Pearl? I think it's called Pearl. It's just a nice warmish gray color. It's beautiful. And so I have enough time, I think, to get this done. It's really enjoyable, so it's not like I'm ever gonna get bored of it anyway. But crochet does kind of agitate my wrists, but it's not something I'm willing to give up. I love it too much. So anyway, I had to pick gender neutral colors for this. And so here's one of them. I believe this is called Abril. It's like blue and purple mixed together. So I would consider that gender neutral. And then I have my girly color, which is, I think it's called Unicorn or Gloria. Gloria. This is Gloria. And it's like this pink and like, it's just so like, kind of like 90s retro speckle, which I bought to do a muscle burrow. But then as soon as I looked at it, when I was trying to pick the yarn for this, I was like, this is gonna be the big bobbles. Maybe not every time. I think what I'm gonna do, because I do have 3 colors, this is my 3rd color, which is, oh shoot, what's it called? It's on the tip of my tongue. I'll have everything listed below. But this is just a stunning like periwinkle blue color that I absolutely adore. So, I don't know, I might add another color, but I think this is pretty good for gender neutral. I have a boy color, a girl color, and a girl boy color. So what I'm gonna do, so these kind of like picot and bobble rose, like repeat every like couple inches. And it's got some plain rose in between. So all the plain rose are gonna be the main color, and then these picot and bobble rose will be the pops of color. So my next pop of color is going to be this purple as the picot row, and then I'm gonna move this one up to the bubbles, and then vice versa, and I'll just have them all rotate through as many times as I feel like until I get the size of blanket that I want. It's my first baby knit that I have on the needles, and I'm sure there will be more, especially once baby comes, because we're bringing them home in the, you know, dead of winter. It's gonna be freezing, and I don't anticipate that I'll be going out much during the newborn stage. I feel like I'm gonna be pretty holed up at home. You know, when we do walk the dog, we'll be bundled up real tight. If I even do go out with baby, I think maybe I'll go out alone when Tyler gets home to walk the dog or something like that, just to get out of the house and get some exercise. But yeah, at least until the spring, I think we'll be pretty confined to the house. But I am pretty excited to knit some hats and stuff for baby, and it'll be pretty easy to knit hats for baby because I can just cuddle them and then knit on my little 4x4 double pointed needles, DPNs, wow, and just try it on them periodically and then just keep knitting. I can probably do that in like an hour, so yeah, it's been pretty exciting over here. That's my road to Rhinebeck, if you will. I have to clean up the car tonight and finish packing tonight, and yeah, that's why I thought I'd sit down with you before I pack everything up, so I can show you what I'm bringing with me, what I've knitted for the festival, and you know, all my planned purchases. Don't know my unplanned purchases yet. That will be the next video, which I will do probably more podcasty style. I might even vlog. We do have, so last year when we went to Rhinebeck, we kind of got like I booked us a kind of sketchy motel. Like, it was fine. It was fine. It was just not the greatest place. It just wasn't a place that was cute. You know, you don't really want to spend a lot of time there. It was kind of like, you know, you sleep there and that's it. You spent every other waking minute outside of that room. So we didn't spend any downtime there, which kind of sucked because we really just wanted to put some like ambiance on and just hang out and chat and knit and spin. So this year, Jamie actually thought ahead and she booked us an Airbnb cabin, which is super cute. It's in Rhinebeck. We're in the woods in Rhinebeck, and it's gonna be absolutely stunning, and I'm so excited to be there. And if we can, we're gonna book it for next year. As soon as the dates are released, we are snagging that place because it's Airbnb. You can cancel if you end up not being able to go, but we're gonna book it anyway because it's amazing, and it sleeps 3. So we ideally could add another friend. I have another friend who's interested, and I think Jamie has another friend who's interested. We can also just, you know, bring like an air mattress or something. Anyway, super excited. We're gonna have lots of downtime this time, so I'm gonna film it. I'm gonna film part of the festival, getting my wheel, and like some purchases, and you know, food and things like that. So list below like your favorite hobby stores from the States, and we'll see if we can find any around like the New York area. So we are taking a different route down this year. That actually, like the route we took last year, we're only in Canada for like the first 2 hours, and then the rest of the drive, the rest of the 6 hours, we're in the States. This time we're going far east around Lake Ontario and then down straight to Rhinebeck. So we're actually in Canada for like 3-4 hours before we cross over, and it's an hour less because there's like 0 traffic that way. So I'm really excited to do this drive too. I'm the one driving this year, so pray for me because I am pregnant and tired, and yeah, I'm gonna have to take, my midwife told me I'm gonna have to take lots of breaks at Rhinebeck. I'm gonna have to take some apples and bananas with me so I can have some food and just take care of myself because it's very important. So it's good that I have a knitting project that's easy to do and I can sit down and park it and knit whenever I want. There was something else I wanted to mention, which I think I can talk about next time, but I do kind of want to talk about it because I feel like it's a win for me today. So I had a win today. Someone called me and they were kind of not nice to me on the phone, and it put me in a really like crummy mood, like just grumpy. And then, so I sat in my truck at work and I was like having my coffee in the morning, waiting for my coworkers to show up. And I was just, you know, going through Instagram, like whatever. And this ad pops up for like a poncho type shawl, scarf thingy that you wear when you're breastfeeding. And then when your baby wants to feed and you have them in like a carrier, you just puts this thing over them. It's cotton, it's Egyptian cotton. You put it over them and it covers you, but it's not like hot. It's very lightweight, it's very breathable. It's Egyptian cotton, it's lovely. It was $200 US. That is nuts. That is crazy. I couldn't believe it. And I looked at it, I'm like, I can knit that. I can knit that for probably way less. So I immediately looked up Egyptian cotton. Hobby had some for like $5 a ball. I think one ball is like 180 yards. So I went on Ravelry and started looking up fingering weight, like ponchos, like those long, rectangular ponchos that you like seam on one side. I looked at the way, I took screenshots of all of the photos that they have of this other poncho that was $200, and saw the way they made it. It's also a rectangle, it's just seamed in a different way. So it looks less grandma-y and just more like drapey and cute. You can wear it over a dress too if you want. You can wear it around your neck as a scarf if you want. It's gorgeous, it's gorgeous. And so I was like, I bet I can knit that. So I start looking it up. I find some Egyptian cotton, baby cotton, it's called baby cotton, on Hobby. And they have a ton of colors, they're gorgeous. So I pick the one that matches like the ad I saw, like a beige color, beige. And then I picked a like sky, kind of like very, I want to say dry, but that doesn't describe a color. What am I thinking? Like it's a very muted kind of blue. It's a very beautiful blue. So I picked that. So now I'm gonna do two for the price of $75 Canadian instead of $200 American, which is wild. I can do two myself, and that gives me two projects to knit up, and I can say I knit it myself, and it's gonna be breathable and lightweight for baby to cover them when I'm breastfeeding in public and stuff, and you know, it's gonna be wonderful. I'm so excited. I can't wait to get that yarn and cast it on. It's gonna be toothpick needles. Like I bet I'm gonna have to do 2.75. The balls of yarn say 3mm needles. Every time a ball says something, I usually have to go down a size. So yeah, I'm going to go down a size and knit on 2.75, I think. And I'm looking up, right after this, I'm gonna go grab my big book of knit stitches and go through like all of the lace stitches, because I think there's no way I'm doing like garter. It'll be so boring. Or even, no, garter will be too thick of fabric. I really want a thin fabric, and I'm thinking I'm gonna do like a lace sort of fabric. So that's not too boring for me either. And I'll do two different ones. Like I think the blue one I'll do like maybe like a mermaid tail style lace, and then the other one I'll just do like a very basic lace. So we'll see. I'm super excited. I feel like that's a win for me. Like that was such like a frugal thing, but also like, I'm also feeding my need to knit, but also like fulfilling that need, that void that I felt like I had. It was wonderful. I beat the algorithm. They were trying to market me. They almost had me. And then I was like, wait a minute, that's a ridiculous amount of money. I'm going to do it myself. And it's one of those like rare off chances where it's like, I'm going to knit that for me, for myself, instead of buying it. And it actually turns out to be cheaper when you knit it yourself. Most of the time you knit it yourself, you're looking at like $150, $200 sweater. At least this way, like it was the reverse. So it just felt like such a win. I was so excited. I texted my mom-in-law about it. I texted my husband about it. I was just so pumped. And then it was really hard to focus on work after that because I was just like, I just wanted to get the yarn like in my hand. So I have to wait for it to ship. It's probably gonna be a few weeks, which is fine. I've got this, I still don't know what it's called, Corkle. It's named after a bird and I don't know what bird that is, which is horrible. But this short roll shawl will not take me that long. Like I feel like I just casted it on and it's really, really coming along and it's so soft. I can't wait to wear it. It's gonna be super drapey and cute. My yarn purchases at Rhinebeck this year are gonna be pretty tame. I know I have like a bunch of yarn I want from Miss Babs to like complete yarn that I already have in stash for certain projects, so I can like use up some scraps from last year. And then I also have, what else do I have? I don't even know. I also have a need for some Surrey alpaca, which I think I'm gonna get from Log Dog Yards because it's gorgeous, for a shawl that I'm gonna knit. I'm gonna knit the fleur shawl. But Jackie from Knitting a Good Podcast, they did a fleur along shawl, knit along, sorry. I think they called it a fleur along, or am I just making that up? I don't know. They did a knit along for the fleur shawl and I wish I could have joined it, but I didn't. I was knitting this, priorities, unfortunately. And yeah, I really, like, I don't love triangle shawls. I love wraps, like my Quattro wrap, and I love, crescent shawls like this one here. So I'm gonna do, Jackie did the floor shawl but crescent style, and then she has on her Ravelry how she did it and like what she did to do it, to modify it. So I'm gonna do that. I'm so excited. I was gonna knit it anyway because I have such a big wingspan. I felt like even with the triangle I would still really like it. Well, Jackie did it in round, so perfect timing because I'm gonna cast it on as soon, well, maybe not as soon as I've done this. I don't know, we'll see, maybe. Depends how excited I am to do my like little, you know, baby cover up things. But I don't know, maybe I'll save the baby cover ups for like Christmas holidays. And if I do go on an early mat leave, because I do work in construction, working in the winter when it's icy and freezing and I'm out to here, my balance is thrown off, it might not be the safest thing for me and baby, and being hours from home too every day, I might just go on my mat leave. Thank you all so much for watching. I know this was a long one. It was a nice catch up, and yeah, if you forgot about me, which if you did, I'm not surprised and I'm not offended. Please comment down below what you've been working on and what you've been doing with your summer. And if you're gonna be at Rhinebeck, let me know. And yeah, let me know what you're looking for at Rhinebeck this year, what your wish list is. Anyways, thanks for joining me if you made it this far. It's been a chaotic show and I am tired. I can see the bags under my eyes from this far away. Maybe it's nap time for me. Anyways, thank you so much for watching, and I also apologize for the glare on my glasses, but I need to see, so goodbye.